Hello everyone, my name is Skychrew and welcome to movie sequel, animation done by TheOdd1sOut. Let's start. Let's go.
Me, Jaden, Domix,
Oh my god, James,
we're all going on
chill
tour
out.
doing a show called Scribble Showdown. We're going to these cities on these dates.
Brooklyn,
so if you
Boston,
want to see us play
Austin.
some drawing games live, then go to scribbleshowdown.com, link in the description.
Self-plug, you gotta plug us something, merch,
Okay,
etc.
enjoy the video now.
Okay.
Do you all remember that classic kids movie made in the 70s about
Which one?
a pig and a spider? Yeah, Charlotte's Web. Remember how it made us a lot of money? Wait, didn't we already
So
have this
evil, happy.
conversation? Yeah, we did. But we're remaking this conversation with better graphics.
The face though,
Will Smith.
that face.
Yeah.
That's
But why
hot.
would we remake something that's already good on its own when we could be making something totally original?
They're all the same.
Because, Ethan, we don't want to take risks, and this will make us more money. But won't it be obvious to the audience that we're only doing these remakes for the money? They'll watch it anyways.
Oh my god, that's an evil plan right
I don't want you
there.
to think that I think that all sequels and remakes
Just Will
are
Smith.
bad. One of my favorite movies is a spin-off, and I'm very excited for the
What's
remake
that
of
movie?
The Dark Crystal to come out. And if you think I'm going to make a video talking about it when it comes out, you are absolutely correct. So
Okay.
Disney is remaking a bunch of classical movies into live
Aladdin.
action. They did it with Tarzan, Alice in
Yep.
Wonderland, and they did it with 101 Dalmatians twice. And as someone who enjoys cartoons a little too much, I think it would be cool if they remade Treasure Planet
Bowser
or Atlantis into
what?
live action. Both of those movies are underrated
I'm
and
not
have
gonna
a lot
question
of
that.
high-stake action-packed adventure that would be perfect for a reboot. And if they did get a reboot, it would introduce a new generation of kids to these awesome movies. But that's just my
Such
opinion.
as?
I'm sure Disney has good reasons for making sequels and spin-offs. Speaking of Disney sequels, I bet some of you forgot the very old
Aladdin,
straight-to-VHS
Pocahontas.
Disney sequels. I try to forget about them every day.
There's none
You
of
can
them,
have your
right?
own opinion on the Disney sequels, but all the ones that went straight to VHS are terrible. Even The Lion King 2? That one emo lion was kinda hot.
Oh my
Did I
God.
stutter?
They're glitching
I
out.
know all those sequels were technically done by a different studio, but let's just hope that Disney will finally break the bad
What's
sequel
going
streak with
Mickey
Frozen
Mouse
2.
holding you to Frozen 2
Or they should
snowman.
just let it go. Straight
Let
to
it-
VHS.
Yep.
Some franchises like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings have long
Oh, I love them. I
overarching
watched them
stories that
both.
are designed to have multiple installments, and as long as the studio doesn't stretch out one book into 3 movies, then those types of movies
Hobbit,
are
The Hobbit,
absolutely
The
fine.
Hobbit.
But I don't want to talk about
Oh my
those
God.
movies. I want to talk about sequels to standalone films. Now,
Okay.
I believe that a sequel to a standalone film can be done, but it's a
Great.
delicate process. Because in the first movie, you establish the characters and the world they live in,
All
then
right.
the protagonist has to overcome a problem, usually defeating a villain, and then the
As
characters
like
live
always.
happily ever after,
Yep.
and the story is all wrapped up nicely with a bow, and just what a nice story we got.
What a
there.
very nice story, oh
I'm
my
just
God.
gonna set it down and watch it from time to time and not change it one bit. But then a sequel comes along and says,
Part 2.
"Oh, you thought the characters lived happily ever after?"
Boom,
And then
another
whips out
villain.
the nice bow and says there's another more evil villain who wasn't mentioned in the first movie for some
Exactly.
reason. If a sequel turns out bad, it can devalue the
The
original
Mask.
movie. There's a reason we don't talk about Atlantis 2 or Pocahontas 2. Or
Okay.
Mulan 2, or Hunchback 2, or Aladdin 2,
I
or
think
Cinderella
that they're
2,
gonna
or Beauty and the
remake
Beast 2,
Mulan
or
into
Tarzan
live
2.
action, I think, so far.
Because they didn't happen.
But
So that's
the
why
live
I'm
action
always
happened.
impressed whenever a good sequel is made. And a studio that I think does an amazing job at making sequels is called DreamWorks. But I've noticed a
Shrek as
pattern
Will
with
Smith.
DreamWorks franchises.
Oh my
that
God.
I've coined the
So weird.
DreamWorks trequel paradox. I think the right
Trequel.
word might be trilogy, but I'm just going to say trequel. You see,
Trequel,
DreamWorks has a
bequel,
track record of
sequel.
creating amazing sequels.
Yes,
but
I watched all of
subpar
them.
Trequels. Here's what I mean. Now, keep in mind that these are not my opinion. These reviews are objectively correct facts. And also, I
Okay.
just want to say I know that these movies are kids' movies, but I like animated movies more than real ones. And I'm a cartoon character, so...
Just like Bendy.
Shrek 1. Great movie, great characters, great message.
didn't see
10
that.
onion layers out of 10. Shrek 2, it's the first movie in history
It's
to
okay.
be better than the original, and it created the best music video of all
Even
time.
though last time I
need
watched
11
any-
heroes out of 10.
There's the thumbnail.
Shrek 3,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like,
Not in my swamp.
Not really.
Okay, I know we might not all agree, but here's another example. Kung Fu Panda 1, perfect
Oh,
movie.
it was
Any
such a
movie with
long time, like 5
anthropomorphic
years ago,
animals is
man.
always a win in my book. I think we have a best-selling franchise on our Panda Paws. Kung Fu
I
Panda
like
2,
that.
just as good as the original.
His
How
name
many
is Paul.
sequels have an animated bird as a villain? Besides Stuart Little 2. So far, we got 10
Oh, there we go.
across
There's the
board,
villains.
But then Kung Fu Panda 3 comes along and...
I haven't
I'm
seen
sorry,
it though.
Jablinski, I just
think.
wasn't feeling this one.
Nope, I haven't
Which
seen
is
the
why
Cat
I was
Band
so worried for How to Train Your Dragon 3, And let's just say the DreamWorks trequel
I
paradox
haven't seen the
didn't
third
break
part
its
as well,
trend.
but I've seen the first
However,
and second
there's
of
one
the Dragon,
franchise
Train Dragon.
that doesn't follow the DreamWorks trequel paradox, and it haunts my dreams. Works.
Such as?
And that franchise is Madagascar.
Oh,
I remember
yes,
loving this
please,
movie
let's
as a
go.
kid, and apparently I wasn't the only kid who
Kowalski
enjoyed it because it
analysis.
made $193,595,521.
What?
So DreamWorks
Dude,
made
that's
2 more of these
insane.
movies and
Of course.
created the thing that haunts my
Motomoto
dreams.
meme.
Now, personally, I don't really
Oh my
care for
God.
these movies. They're fine. I haven't rewatched them at all, so 5 out of 10. But there's another movie in this franchise.
Secret.
A movie that shouldn't be as good as it is, and honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that it might
Why?
make the list of my top 5 favorite movies.
Let's hear
I don't
it.
think enough people are talking about this movie, so I'm going to be the
It's
one who
Minecraft
breaks the
movie.
ice. That metaphor is relevant because we're talking about Penguins of Madagascar.
Ah,
Penguins of
yeah,
Madagascar
there's
is
the
best
film of
movie that features
Penguins of
ever.
Madagascar, yeah.
Better than Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2.
I think they made
and
it
it's
also
1,000 times more
a
realistic
series
than
like
March
of that,
the
like
Penguins.
episodes
There's a scene
of
where
this.
The penguins
They
fall
make
off
there's
an
a film
airplane
and there's
go
an
hopping
episodes
from
of
one
this
airplane to another.
show.
It's so entertaining and it's all done in one continuous
the
camera shot.
Madagascar.
So I'm
The
not
Penguins of
talking with a
Madagascar, I
hint of
think.
irony when I say that this scene is a cinematic masterpiece. I don't
Nice.
remember when I first watched Penguins
But
of
yeah, that's the
Madagascar.
film.
It came out when I was 18, so I'm probably not the target demographic. But I remember after watching it thinking, wow.
Wow, oh my god, that's
a good
nice.
movie. And I didn't think about that movie again until years later on Halloween
Same.
night 2018.
Honestly, I
was in a Discord
was a
call with some
Cats
friends
reference.
who were also spending their Halloween night behind a computer, and naturally we were discussing which Madagascar sequel was better. Some people actually liked the second one, which was surprising, and I
What?
said, well, no matter what you think of the sequels, at least we can all agree that Penguins of Madagascar is better than both of them, right?
Oh yes,
everyone in
no.
the call was
Everybody
What are you talking
has a
about?
different they
And
have a
instead of
different
watching
opinion.
a scary movie that Halloween night, we all virtually watched a movie about penguins together, and
Nice.
I think everyone liked it. Okay, let's talk about another studio, Pixar. Pixar movies
Oh,
do a good
yes,
job at
so
appealing
much.
to a
Cars
wide audience.
is one of my
Kids
favorites,
like them
actually.
because they're a cartoon, and adults like them because
Fun
of their
fact,
heavy
my
themes
grandmother,
like people dying.
you watched
Almost every
Cars
movie
1 and
Pixar
she
has
loved
made
it.
Has been
I was
a
like,
cinematic
what?
classic.
She
Penguins of
actually loves that
Madagascar,
film,
however,
honestly,
is
like
not
the
one of
Cars
those
1. I
emotionally
was
inducing
surprised.
Movies. It doesn't teach a thought-provoking life lesson. It's an hour and a half of penguins fighting an octopus, and I love it. Every
That is
morning
amazing.
When I watch Penguins of Madagascar, I feel like a kid again. I am jealous of the writing in this movie. Okay, there's one fart joke, but that's my only complaint. Now,
Okay.
do I think Penguins is better than all of these Pixar
Penguin,
movies?
penguin.
No, definitely not. But I do think this movie is really good, and IMDb gave it a 6.7 when it clearly deserves a 10.
10.
I don't know if this video convinced you to
Of
watch
course.
Penguins of Madagascar,
Your
but if you're
furry friends are
retroactively looking for
here.
the next summer blockbuster
That was the
movie to
text
watch,
on
then it's
the
got my
board of its
recommendation.
animation.
James, are you being sponsored by Penguins? I wish.
for the
There wasn't really a point to
text.
this video. I
Damn.
just wanted an excuse to talk about my favorite DreamWorks spinoff. So, in conclusion,
Starmation.
I'm really excited for
Its
the Dark
logo
Crystal 2
is
coming out
penguin.
on Netflix. The show's being released on August 30th, which is
My birthday is on
coincidentally this
21st.
channel's 5-year anniversary.
Oh.
So don't expect me to work that day.
So here on the animation, movie sequels. Animation was done by TheOdd1sOut. All links down below to this original video and to TheOdd1sOut channel. Basically, I've seen Shrek, Cars, Madagascar, basically, the Penguins of Madagascar as well. Most of the films that he mentioned, we saw, all of us saw, like, it's a childhood of us, the millennials, or like the new generation as well. It's actually pretty interesting, and I'm actually pretty happy to see sequels as well. Like, it's a good thing that there is at least a continuation of it. Like, sometimes when I was a small kid, I always like watched either, like, I think it was Madagascar 2, and I was really like wanted continuation. I was like, oh man, I wish there was continuation. But also, I really love the fact that he didn't mention one cartoon, and I'm kind of disappointed as well. Ice Age, that's a pretty good cartoon, right? Ice Age, what about that? I mean, I love that so much. Even, fun fact, my grandmother, she actually watched with me and my mother, Cars. You know Cars, like but only the first part, because they thought the second part is stupid and doesn't make sense. And also, they watched the Ice Age with me, the first and the second part, but the first part was the most interesting for them, because this is the very old ages of the cartoon, you know? I was like in my 10 years old when I watched these things, and it's actually pretty cool, and I rewatched again and again. It's not like I watched it once, not 10s, 20s, 30 or so, well, like times, with my family. It was pretty interesting, pretty cool as well. But yeah, it's basically interesting to see, like, he mentioned all these kind of old style cartoon, you know? Pretty cool style, pretty cool movie. Well, leave a like, lads, if you enjoyed this basically reaction. Please leave a like, subscribe, share this video wherever you can, tell your friends about this channel, and leave a comment. What is your favorite movie or cartoon from the previous times? And yeah, thank you so much for watching, lads, and be cool. Yes, thanks so much for watching.